What was that?
Oh, I've got to catch the train.
No, I think I went. I think.
Are you late for the trolley?
No, I just think I went with a completely different accent. It wasn't even British. I don't know what that was.
Get down.
Get down again.
I'm down with the sickness. Little tortilla boy. Now I forgot.
Come on, get down with the sickness.
Alright. Before it gets out of hand again. Wait. I almost forgot that I had the bot
Stuart,
volume.
there's a new intro. It's different by a few words.
By a few words.
This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about movies, video games, and pop culture, and break down the latest stories from our Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. Player 4 has entered the game. Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast. I'm your host, Tristan, aka Shagrazir.
I'm Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
I'm Joseph, aka J Dunlap, and we have a guest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stuart, aka StuartOfficialTwitch. I'm not Malachi.
Oh my gosh, where the heck is Malachi?
I just looked at the picture on the stream and went, I'm not Malachi.
It's true, you're not Malachi, but...
Oh, that brings back good times.
I'll send him a text. I got so caught up talking to my friend Stuart that I forgot about Malachi.
Quick, Stuart, send him a picture that he can replace Malachi with.
Just take it from my Twitter. It's fine.
Making me do work.
No, hang on a second. Hang on. I don't save images of me to my PC. I don't have stuff on hand like that.
You're not narcissistic?
No, I just like to take photos to feel something in my life. I don't save them.
You could send him one of your new emotes on your Twitch.
I could actually. That's a very good point. I don't have it. Do I have them downloaded? No, I don't. Never mind. Scrap that.
All right, we're gonna replace Enchilada 3.
There we go. There you go. I don't know why I put it in the general chat. There we go. You can just delete it afterwards. There's a photo. It's gonna look really weird in the text chat because it's just everybody talking normally and then just photo, and no one's gonna have any context to it. It's just photo.
All right, Stuart. Yeah. Okay.
Or if you're anybody who doesn't know that Stuart is actually spelled Stuart as well as Stewart.
It is the American method. Don't make fun of us. We're dumb.
It's the alternate version, the world version. Stew is more like the English version. I believe Stu is the Scottish originally. I could also be horribly wrong. I don't actually know.
Which one do you prefer?
STU.
Okay, fine.
Stuart?
Stuart?
I hate it.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. That's weird. I definitely just saved
the Dungeons & Dragons games. There's a new enemy, the Stuart.
Stuart. It's a wart, but when you pop it, it's full of stew.
No, you've heard the gelatinous cube, the Stuartness cube. There we go.
Oh, this is...
Well, while Tristan gets the picture thing.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Our first topic is
Tristan.
Stuart Actual, which I think means that Stuart's going to tell us how he's been since the last time he was on the podcast, which I think was 6 years ago.
6 years ago? I don't think it's been 6 years.
RTX 2016 was technically the last time I was anything.
Oh, that's true.
It was
so it's 5 years.
5 years. Man, where do I start? I'm assistant manager at my work now, rather than just being the small little retail guy. I stopped streaming and started streaming again. I got out of fitness, got back into fitness, went out of fitness, got back into it, gave up on it entirely, and then kind of had to force myself to get back into exercise. That's
I
pretty
saw you did a
much
5K here just the other day.
Yeah, like a walk-run interval run where I did it in 40 minutes. If I can get it back down to below 30, I'll be running the same as I did when I was at 16. So a little bit of training to go, but it's getting there. It's getting there. We're getting a little bit fitter. I gave up trying to do weights because no. So I went back to the running version. I was like, this is much nicer. I prefer running. But there isn't really much else to report. I live quite a very standardized life. Outside of that, this year I did 5 weeks of a gluten and dairy-free diet to see if I could solve some stomach issues. That was a very fun experiment.
But it didn't really work out.
I mean, it did and it didn't. I still had stomach issues afterwards, but I definitely felt much better from stuffing my face with a carrot every day. There is nothing quite like going, what's for breakfast today? Oh, I'm going to have I can't have that. No, I can't have that. What am I going to have? No. I guess I'll just have some vegetables. And I just put vegetables in a bowl, put them in the microwave. Just
vegetables for breakfast.
I just wake up basically and just be like, do you know what? I can't be bothered to really work out what I'm going to have for breakfast today. So I would just get a bag of broccoli and cauliflower and sweet corn out of a bag from the freezer and just be like, okay, how many grams of veg am I having? I guess about 200 grams of that would do. Stick a lid on it and just put it in the microwave and just be like, okay, I'll have that in about 5 minutes. You just wake up and just have veg for breakfast. It's really not that bad. It's just different to wake up your day like that. And then you would just be avoiding anything dairy and gluten based like the plague. I would just walk around a supermarket, see everything that I wanted to eat, and just go, no. Pretend it's like The Exorcist with my hand up in front of my face, like, no, get back. There we go.
Please no anything with that.
Oh, please no. No, don't give me that gluten. I can't take it. And then, after 5 weeks, I stopped because I was like, do you know what? I'll contact the doctor. And then I didn't contact the doctor. So I'm just eating stuff I want again and calorie counting. And it's fun. Quotation marks.
Indeed.
Quotation marks.
It's about as fun as calorie counting can be. So,
yeah.
That is.
I should probably do that myself.
That is the gist of the last 5 years. In about as nutshelly as you can get.
Gosh, I need to start doing that though, because a year quarantine, and I'm high risk because of asthma. I have not been able to motivate myself to do indoor exercises, and I haven't been able to go outside at all. And so it's just, things are bad.
This is what it's. I said this to one of my friends in America who was asking me about this because she works at a hospital for 12 hours a day. And she was saying, I want to get into calorie counting. I saw you doing on Twitter. What have you got any examples of stuff that I should be avoiding? I went, well, here's an idea. Don't do what I do where I went and measured Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Two spoonfuls of Ben and Jerry's ice cream is 500 calories. And I went, I'm on 1,600 calories a day. I went, if I'm having a 500 calorie snack, I'm not eating dinner that night. So don't do what I do and start measuring out Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So I've just basically got I think I picked up every form of bread in the supermarket and was going around going, okay, how many calories are you per slice? You're 93. You're 94. Why are you 93 and you 94? You're the exact same type of bread. And then you just then have to study sugar intake and this. And it's the difference in 1 calorie is nothing. But the fact that it's now making me look at stuff in the supermarket and go 93, 94, 93, 94.
I might need that extra calorie later.
Yeah. And you're sitting there and go, well, what am I going to have in the sandwich? Well, I want 3 slices of ham. But the slices of ham are 34 calories each. And then you're going 34. Hang on, 34, 68. Oh no, this is starting to add up. Calorie counting is fantastic if you have that mindset behind you of a case of, do you know what? I'm going to make this work. Because if you start counting every single thing that you eat, it will very quickly become a case of, I can never have this again. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The first day I came off the gluten and dairy-free diet, my friend took me to McDonald's. And I haven't seen my best friend in over a year. But she's had her first round of vaccinations. And I walked to the local McDonald's near where she lives. It's about 5 miles away from me, so I had to walk there. And then she was saying, "Oh, I haven't seen you eat," because the last time I saw her, we'd gone out to dinner to catch up. And she was like, I just really, I don't know why, but I really want to see you eat some food and stuff your face with something that's just impossibly big." And I went, "Why do you do this?" And she was like, "Just please." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Can I have a Grand Big Mac bacon?" And it was like 1,200 calories. And I went, "Well, that's ruined me."
Well, this is my cheat day.
Yeah. That was my breakfast and my dinner. that was my first 2 meals of the day. So it is a lot of fun, but you soon start to then think about everything you're eating. It does make you eat smarter and eat cleaner, but it is annoying at the same time. You have to have like a mentality of I'm doing this and I'm sticking to it. Otherwise, it will just get away from you. So, Also, apparently me stuffing my face with a burger is a sight to behold. And I don't agree with that, but sure.
I'm just kind of imagining these problems. Like, I'm thinking I'm up at like 19 stone. So
19 stone. Hang on, I'm trying to work out. Because 10 stone is 140 pounds. No, I don't want it in kilos, Google. Give me... Right, gotcha. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Up on my screen now. Couldn't do the math in my head.
It's a bad number.
I couldn't work out what 140 times 2 was, apparently, and then take 14. I couldn't do the math in my head. So, what do you mean 19? What is that for a number? Stuart doesn't calculate or subtract.
Well, you break me, I just break your number generator there.
Yeah.
Your matherizer.
Oh, but yeah, there you go. That's me in the last 5 years. It's been an up and down life.
Yeah,
but we're all still here, which is the main thing.
It's true. It's been up and down for everybody, but everybody's got it different too.
Absolutely.
I've got 5 years. I think I changed jobs 3 times. I was in 2 different states. I went from moving between a bunch of different Airbnbs to live to having an apartment.
Nice.
5 years is a lot.
It is a lot. The last time I was talking to Alex, it was a video game online. I think we were playing Battlefield, I think it was. Or was it?
There's a very good chance it was Battlefield.
I think it was Battlefield. It was either that or Call of Duty. I'm not sure which.
Probably Battlefield. I haven't really played much Call of Duty for quite a while.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, it's crazy. I didn't think it has been 5 years, but apparently it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't on after that. I kind of fell away from the RT community in general, because I think I left the site the year afterwards or something like that. So I kind of fell away, not from interacting with people from the RT community, but just mainly doing a lot of those projects. Like I stopped doing my own stuff. It just all kind of, I just kind of just focused on work and stuff like that. So yeah, it probably has been 5 years. It just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I totally get that. And like you start to focus down one thing, and then time just gets away from you.
Uh-huh. I've just said my name is Stuart Britton. Stuart Britton. I like that.
I also saw that.
I put in my I think that's my tier 3 sub emote or something like that. No, it's just my top hat emote that someone did me. Someone was like, "You're British, you can have a Twitch emote of you behind a Union Jack," and I was like, "Okay, sure."
How are we supposed to know you're British if you don't even have a Union Jack?
Well, apparently I needed a top. I was like, "Do I have a top hat?" And they're like, "You can have a top hat." And I was like, "Thank you."
You said that would be top.
Tippity toppers.
It would be tippy top.
I want a tippy hat and a Union Jack.
There you go.
I want the Union Jack to also have its own top hat.
Yeah. The Jack hat.
Yeah, the Jack hat, the Stuart hat, and the tippy top Union Jack hat. I want a top hat that is got a Union Jack pattern to the material.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, it was fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Wait, do we not make hats out of the Union Jack?
No.
Is that like the American flag? It's against the law.
There's no law. It's a rule, which is different from a law.
It's a rule, but like there's a lot of rules about the American flag that people don't follow.
They do not.
Yeah, you don't burn the flag. You don't put your foot in it or something like that.
Stuff like that.
It's actually not supposed to be like on clothing.
That's the one that I'm thinking of.
Really?
It's not. Yeah, you're not supposed to wear the flag or have its image on your clothing, and that's everywhere in this country.
Oh damn! Then all the people who I've seen wearing that. No, okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Nobody follows that one.
No.
Apparently not.
I mean, I don't have any American flag apparel, but a lot of Americans do.
Now, I'd like to swing the topic back to Stuart towards the end so we can talk about his return to Twitch, which was very recent.
Triumphant return to Twitch?
Oh, well, thank you. You happen to know about that because you were there in the stream. Yeah.
I saw a little bit of the stream as well.
Thank you.
I guess we can talk about that now.
I was gonna say we could always do that at the end. I don't really mind which way you want to do it.
This is the teaser then.
Yeah, that was the teaser. Everybody send me. Have you? There you go.
Tease it. So I want to give a life update because Stuart was talking about weight loss and working out, and that's something I've been doing for almost 3 weeks now. I haven't been talking about it on social media, but I've got some friends here on Discord that keep me on task.
We love it.
So 3 weeks ago almost, I was starting to be more consistent with like arm weights, hand weights, that's it, and doing squats and sometimes planking. And I've been doing that every day unless I needed a break, like a rest, because there was one day where my deltoids were just really sore. And my arms are bigger now. So
strong.
So you crash into doorways more than you used to?
No, it's more like so part of my workout is I do concentration curls, and then I do front curls and side curls. And when I do the side curls, my arm can't go all the way up anymore.
That could be an injury.
No, it's hitting the bicep, and it can't go any farther. And then doing squats and doing some other arm exercises, and occasionally planking because it destroys me. So I have to do it when I haven't just done a workout where I almost pass out. But in addition to that, last week I started doing calorie counting. Like started off the week doing that, and then just sort of stuck with what I had learned from that, and ended up losing several pounds. And then this week, a little bit slower, but I'm still, as Stuart said, being very conscious about it. And then I think I'm going to start off next week by doing counting for a day, and then see if I've lost my momentum and need to get back my focus, or if I'm doing good. But typically, what I'll do is, if I have more carbs and protein than I feel like I should have, then I just fit in a second workout to use that.
How do you tell the difference between losing momentum and plateauing?
Probably the same thing, but I know not every day I'm good, but I don't overdo it anymore, like stress eating, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's because we talked on the podcast recently that I had pulled myself out of the seasonal funk, if you will. Mm-hmm. So that's not going to be as much of a problem. So yeah, I'm down 5 pounds, and my arms are beefy.
Beefy arms.
We love that.
Like Trogdor.
Cake Joseph.
The burn.
So that's do.
You know that you know what your nickname's going to be now? It's going to be Joe's Beef.
Joseph.
Joe's beef? No, you're
Joe's
fired.
Beef. No, okay.
You'd just be Joe Beef.
Yeah.
Or Beef Joe.
Yeah, it's not.
J Beef Lap.
J
Yeah.
Beef Lap.
No. Oh, but that's
done.
That's awesome. I love it when you can measure success either in realizing the fact that by doing the weights and stuff like that, you can see it in your arms, you can see it in your physique, but also you can see it on the scale. So it's not just a physical thing, but also you know that you're doing towards your goal because you can see it in numbers and statistics as well. So it's awesome when you can see it on more than just one level, because if you just see it physically, then it doesn't really mean much. So by having more than one thing you can look at and go, there you go, I can see my measurable success. That's awesome. I did the same thing for my for my diet I went through, because I dropped my goal weight is about what is it in pounds? It's about 130 pounds or so. Is my goal. I started at about 154. I lost 14 pounds, but because of my previous diet, I was so heavy on the amount of fat that I had in my diet and chocolate and sugar that I worked out I used to eat about 1,000 calories in chocolate a day.
What?
Because it's 6 Kit Kats. Those tiny little bars are about 200 each. So if I used to have a snack on 5 of those, then that would be about 1,000 calories in chocolate. So the minute I cut all the chocolate out of my life, guess what? My body weight over the course of about 5 weeks, you can drop. I dropped about 14 pounds in 5 weeks by doing exercise and cutting chocolate out of my diet. That's how much I ate in sugar.
Stuart, that's a meal and a half.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. That's when you can see it in that thing. Yeah, that's when you're like, oh boy. That's so I mean, sometimes the numbers are the things that you measure yourself by, and that's when that was my measurable bit of success.
Stuart, I can fit 2 of you inside me.
Now is that an innuendo? Do we just take that out of context down the line?
I'm over here pointing at our motto.
Yeah,
both irreverent and irresponsible to say that.
Yeah, just sniff that quote. No context.
Yeah, I think you've got a clean cut of that quote. We'll have that on the Player 4 podcast channel trailer for the stream.
It's also going on our mug.
Stuart, I think I can fit 2 of you inside me.
And now it comes in Chaos Black flavor.
Coming this fall,
flavor
countertop, the Player 4
Phrasing.
podcast mug. You can fit 2 inside of it.
2 what?
Subject $29.99. There is no insurance on this mug, and it may be lost in transit. I keep all your money.
We need mugs with just random quotes.
Yeah.
One that is just the words "random quote" in brackets.
Yeah.
Can we get a mug of Running Dookie, the movie?
Yeah.
Running Dookie.
I think the mug should just say in brackets, whoever was designed to put the quote here got fired, so now there's no quote.
No, has been
Sacked.
That's sacked.
The people responsible for sacking the people responsible.
He beat me to it.
Yep. You're not quick enough. You gotta get good.
You got a whole marketing line. You got the quote. The person who did the quote got sacked, and then the person who sacked the sacker got sacked, and you just got the line.
So everybody loves Riken.
Things are definitely heating up. This chapter is definitely very combat oriented as compared to a lot of the rest of the story. You know, they had a couple sessions after a big battle where they hung out and got themselves situated and made some new friends. And now with their new allies, they're running off to their next objective, and that is a very fighty path, because the Underdark's just dangerous and it's full of people who want them dead, specifically.
Specifically us dead.
Yes. Like, it's not just like the general, there's dangerous monsters and creatures living here. It's, there's dangerous monsters and creatures living here that know who you are and want to find and kill you.
Yeah, we have an effect on people.
Oh, your group too?
Yeah. So the latest development was, they fought their way past a person who had been positioned to try and stop them from progressing. They beat that person relatively easily, but then the cave collapsed around them, and they made a new friend when a Dragonborn ranger fell through the roof of the cavern and said, "Hey, I'm here to fight aberrations. Do you want to help?" And the party said, not really, but I guess we should.
I guess it's on the way, kind of.
It's kind of on the way, so sure. We'll help, I guess.
I think he, like, made some mention of, like, it's, like, important for the world, otherwise, like, it's another world-ending kind of thing. So we're like, okay, I guess...
You guys never ask for a timeline.
Of work.
You guys never ask for a timeline on these things. Like, is it going to end the world today? Or is the world okay for a couple? If I take a nap.
Yeah, we just hear world ending. We're just like, well, we better take care of it now before it becomes a problem later.
I mean, it is a fine philosophy to have. I am always impressed how quickly the group just goes, it's a world-ending event, so I guess we have to. I go, okay. And so now, as of the last fight, which I hope that everybody will enjoy, big battle, somebody definitely might have died, and no one knows who it is yet. Cliffhanger. So go watch the cliffhanger.
Wait, what? Someone might be dead?
Maybe.
I sure hope it's Griff.
I sure hope it's Griff.
Better not be Riken. He's the title character.
He is. Was.
Even though I was getting ready for him to die anyways at one point. So...
And then immediately told the rest of the party you were ready to die at any given moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we're... I mean, are you not going to tell people what we're fighting because you want people to go watch it?
I mean, I haven't even finished editing the episode, so it's not live yet. I don't want to get into too many spoilers. I'm gonna whet the appetite. I'm gonna tease.
Can I give them a hint without telling them what it is?
Give us a hint.
Brains. And it's not the immediate thing that people think about either.
You mean
like,
the fact that
brains.
your party hasn't got any?
I mean, we have brains, just we don't always listen to them.
If Brains is in the clue, does that mean Tam made a cameo?
Your analogy of your party is like saying I walked into a car dealership, but I want a car without an engine. Well, I mean, cars have an engine. Doesn't mean I want one that drives.
Just want one for show.
do you want the car without the engine, or do you want the car with the engine that doesn't work?
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. Well, I mean, the car has 4 wheels. I just need to be able to move, don't I?
You're just going to Flintstones. I'm just going to put my feet through the bottom of the car. And
Tristan beat me to it again.
Velma! Oh, it's Wilma, not Velma. Whoops.
Wrong cartoon.
Yeah.
Velma's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
So this fight has something to do with brains. That's all I'm gonna say. So when he gets done editing it, y'all should go watch it.
Yeah. Now we've got Stuart here, and he's told me that he's playing a D&D game or 2 of his own. I want to hear, because I have to, anytime I've got a D&D player in my midst, I want to know what you think is like your funniest or your most best memory from any of these games. Like, what's the one that's stuck with you that you're always like, man, that was awesome, or that was stupid?
I have. So over the past 4 years since I've started playing D&D, there's 3 characters that stick out with a particular moment. My first one was David, who was a monk that I played with an intelligence of 6. So think Grog from Critical Role, but instead of brute strength, it was a stealth ninja who was basically told by the party when or when not to punch things. So he was wise and would just come up with some really cracking sayings that he read in a book once. Or he would just say, I want to punch that person, and I would never clarify if it was lethal or non-lethal. So one day, a guard was catching the party as we were trying to catch someone, and they mistook us for the bad guys. And I went to go knock the guard out, but for some reason, I didn't know that one member of my party had attacked the guard earlier and was getting chased. So I just one punched this guard, and the guy was like, "Did you want to kill him?" And I was like, "No." Oh, I didn't say non-lethal, did I? And I just killed this guard with like a Mike Tyson punch to the jaw and went,
"One punch!"
And I just went, "Oh, well, I've just killed that guard." And my party went, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault." And I went like, and they just kind of in the style of Hamilton, and I walked away. Just, I had a barbarian fighter in the last campaign that we had on a Sunday, where I was a ice genasi called Crystal, who alongside the barbarian of the party picked up a great axe off the floor and cleaved. I don't think in our character, I don't think it was referred to as Satan, but it was essentially their version of Satan. That between me and this barbarian, we just essentially hacked him down. He had like 50 hit points left, and we had the same initiative. We're like, should we just attack together? Yeah. And we just took these 2 grey axes and we just cleaved his arms off, and we're like, well, there you go. We just kind of looked at each other, like we just high-fived and then hacked his head off, and we just looked at each other again and we're like, nice work. Yeah, thanks. You too. All right, cheers. Should we just like leave now? Yeah, we'll leave. And just like the rest of our party is just like standing there just like, why? What was the point in that? Because cool guys don't look at explosions, and we just walk off. And then I've just got a bard that just shit talks everybody. Or what's that? Oh, you insult me, I insult you back. But
my insults hurt.
It's just vicious mockeries on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best cantrip in the game. I love it. Anytime to use a dad joke or a pun, I'm all about it. What's that? Oh, you want a pint from the bar? You're barred. Bye. And I just smack people off their stool, and I just sit in their place. I'm just like, yeah, I said that. And they'd be like, oh, my head. Oh. It's great. Love playing. Bard is the best character. I love playing. I love being sarky. I just love that kind of like quick thinking where like charisma checks and stuff like that. So just say something. Anything.
Your mom.
Yeah, just like, it's like, there's 2 things uglier than you, me, and my backside isn't even uglier than you. And it would be like a reverse psychology thing, and they'd be like, wait, what? And then they just get attacked, and it's like, see, I confused you with my intelligence. You have no intelligence, exactly. I still confused you, and that's what matters. I outwitted you. Like Owen Wilson eyes daggers things. Like, I'm watching you. Bards are the best. Bards are the best characters. They always will be. Fight me. So yeah, no, I have a lot of fun playing D&D. I still want to play a one-shot where it's like level 20 barbarian party, just rolling through a town or something like that would be amazing.
Just unstoppable.
Yeah, just unstoppable, just like a party of 6 barbarians, and just see what you can do.
All the one-shots I've run are level 1 because it's just easier to hand people a level 1 sheet.
Yeah, and you have a limited range of skills, so it makes people a bit more creative about how they do some stuff. And yeah. No, I like smaller, I like lower level one-shots, but part of me also like, let's just go crazy.
Yeah, I've played in a level, I think it was a level 15 one-shot or something, but like we had to make the characters, so there was a lot of decisions to go through, and I wasn't told till the day of that we needed to make the characters basically on the spot. Like, making a level 15, like, if I'm being careful, is going to take me almost an hour.
Yeah, it's like you need a lot of time to put some actual thought behind that. It's like, okay, which subclass am I going to be picking? Am I a spellcaster? If so, what spells am I picking?
Yeah, the spellcaster is the one that takes me the hour. It's like I have to pick all my levels of spells, and I have a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else out there is like me, but if I'm using Roll20 or something like that, I have to put every single spell available to me in my spell sheet, and then if I'm playing a cleric or a druid, I'm putting every single thing in there that I can possibly have, and then I'll just pick the ones I need. That takes me an hour alone.
Yeah. I love D&D Beyond. It's the character sheet on D&D Beyond is so good. It's so intuitive and easy to use. I love it.
It's awesome. This stream is not sponsored by D&D Beyond, but if you're looking for a new thing to sponsor, you should really support the podcast D&D Beyond. It is awesome. I have it linked up to my Twitch account, so if I ever get around to playing Dungeons & Dragons on stream, I'll have the D&D. If there's a D&D Beyond integration or something like that, I'll do that with it, and then people can have a look at the character sheet and all that. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, the ability to share the character sheets with whoever you need to, very good.
That would be awesome.
That it tracks your spell slots and all of that. You can track your HP, your conditions.
Yeah,
very useful. Can keep hold of all your I've homebrewed, Alex can tell you, I've homebrewed a ton of magic items to the party, and so then I can just kind of get the mechanics worked out and then just say, okay, add an item with this name to your sheet, it'll be listed under homebrew, and they can just punch it in and now they have it.
Awesome. D&D Beyond might be one of my favorite things about the D&D in recent years, because I don't mind it, like I say, if I'm using something like a tool like Roll20 where I can see the battle map and I can have my character sheet on hand and stuff like that. But D&D Beyond, with that fact that you've got the forums and you can go in and get all the items that you need and all that lot, like I said, it's such a handy addition to have extra, because if I need something, I just 3 seconds of typing, there it is.
And then, you can, if somebody in your group has the books, or you can buy the books through the site, that just makes it easier for you to one-click anything you need to do.
Yeah.
Get access to more content.
Yeah, and you've got nothing locked away and stuff like that. It's all there for you. And
speaking of not sponsored, I would also say I really recommend for DMs out there Incarnate, which is an online utility for drawing maps and making battle maps and world maps and regional maps and every kind of map you could want. And they're constantly adding stuff all the time, and it's only $25 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a bunch of stuff. I've had Incarnate for a while, but I only recently started incorporating the maps that I've been drawing into the combat for my sessions, and I've already had several of my players saying, yeah, we really like these maps, they're very cool, and it's like, oh, I made this.
I believe both of my dungeon masters use Incarnate. Very highly recommended. Also, it's a high level of detail you get on a program also that weirdly uses almost no processing power on your PC.
I haven't actually checked my processing power, but that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does almost nothing to Google Chrome. The Chrome that
I mean, aside from Google Chrome being a RAM hog anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't add anything extra to Google Chrome. It's not like
that's awesome.
Some of these apps, yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, I probably should have noticed that, because I've got about 37 million tabs open, and Incarnate is one of them, and I'm not having any PC problems.
Yeah. I do really have a lot of tabs open at a time. I can't do that.
I do. I actually have 4 windows, and each window has 18 tabs in it.
Please say that I'm the sane one here. Okay, and the fact that if I'm done with the tab, I close it, right? You can't have... I
would close the tab if I was done with it. I'm not done with it.
But 4 different windows... Yeah, I guess if it's all...
It helps me separate things out, because one of those windows is all of, the monsters and rules that I need for the session I'm doing, and I just keep that open. It's just, this is my combat window. It has all the tabs for the, 7 different monsters that are involved in the next 2 combats. But
actually, to be fair, it's just, I can see. Yeah. Okay. No, I agree. I haven't got an argument against that. I was like, yeah. Well, no. Oh, there.
But I mean, also, I wish I had 4 monitors. I'm only running 2 monitors, which is still more than a lot of people. And so I can have 2 sets of windows on each monitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Okay, now that's good. Okay.
I am terminally online. My job makes me be online. I can't leave my house. I just have this computer.
New stream goal: get Tristan a 3rd monitor.
What I need
now is a portrait monitor.
My 2 monitors are awesome. I would love to have 2 more of them and just set them up above, but I don't have a mounting method for it. Like, I've got the what is it? The pillar monitor stand that has the 2 arms.
Yep.
But it's like the pillar they give you was only like 2 feet long, and so it's not tall enough to have a second set of monitors on it.
No, I looked into that when I was doing content quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, you'll never get an arm big enough for 2 more sets of monitors above that. You would have to have like a 3rd one mounted on your wall above you, and like your tablets or like a laptop open next to you to keep track of stuff.
Man, don't get me started, because I'm running the 2 monitors with the 4 windows with the map, because I use a program called Map Tool. I have the stream going, so I'm trying to manage like 6 different windows on this, and then I do have a laptop next to me, which is where I keep my written notes about the campaign. That has like all the NPCs and all the plans for the rest of the chapter and all that stuff. So I am running 3 to 4 monitors at once when I'm playing the game.
See, look what you're all putting him through. Listen to the stress in that man's voice. Look what you're doing.
He enjoys it though.
I'm just trying to give my players a good game. That's what I want. I want them to go home each Tuesday night saying, man, I wish we could still be playing D&D.
No. But seriously, stream goal, get Tristan another monitor.
Get Tristan a way to mount 2 more monitors and another monitor.
Oh. Well, just 1 more monitor would do for now, and then we'll see how you do with 3. And
then go to 4.
Yeah, then we'll get a 4th one, yeah.
Even that would be very helpful. Even just a 3rd would be very helpful, because having to switch between windows that are just multiple tabs in my face gets confusing.
You could literally have another monitor just for the stream.
Right, exactly. Because I keep having to like lose the stream behind one of my internet windows, and then keep having to minimize that internet window so I can be like, okay, yeah, stream's still running, not dropping frames, audio's good, chat quiet, good, okay. There's so much to keep track of. It's why I had to I've basically enlisted all my friends. Like, you guys, you're around during the D&D stream, right? Cool. Do you want to just watch the chat and talk to people there, because I can't focus on the chat while I'm trying to run the game?
It's a lot to do, so but you do it very well. So I
appreciate you saying that. We've got episode 86 is the one that's about to go up.
86 episodes.
86 that have been streamed.
The whole time that we've been going.
We were trying to determine if we've now streamed more than we didn't stream before, and I'm not sure we've caught up with... Because we played for a long time before I started streaming.
Right.
I'm not sure if we've caught up in the number of sessions that were unstreamed yet. Because that was a few years.
Yep. My biggest regret is that nobody else will ever get to witness the I'll save my smite for later.
Alright, do you want to smite it? Nah, I'm gonna save it for later. Okay. Enemy proceeds to crit and kill 3 people. It only had 1 HP left, so that really made that funny.
Yeah. Forever lost.
2 topics left, and then we'll need to be wrapping up.
Aw, but we got Stuart. What if we don't want to wrap up? What if we just keep podcasting forever?
You can.
Yeah, we'll just record next week's episode now.
All right, so for one of the last topics was house centers. The reason I left this on there as a repeat topic is because I have had an update to this situation. Last time I talked about this, I said that, my life was getting a bit interesting because I felt like I was ready to make this change from an apartment to a home, either a house or a condominium. And so I was getting into the process of that, and I talked about how I'd looked at a bunch of places with my friend. I talked about how Boston prices for these things are insane, and I felt even more insane because I talked to a bank and they told me they'd give me a whole bunch of money to do it.
They're just throwing money at you.
They threw $750,000 at me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I want you to take my full meaning when I say the numbers that were involved in this are insane. The update that I'm giving is that I had a big, long battle with the seller of the property I wanted, where they've had their property on the market for a very exceedingly long time in terms of selling a place, which means that people aren't interested in buying it. Usually that is because they're asking too much for what it is. And so I was sending them offers every weekend, less than what they were asking, and they would not budge from their asking price, which meant that they continued to not sell it. I finally got them to budge, but they budged in the most asshole way possible, where I told them, here's the most I will spend on this place. And they said, we'll split the difference with you between that and our asking price. So I finally walked away and just said, I'm not dealing with this. I've tried so many times with you, I'm out. And then I went and ran the numbers because I had almost said yes to that because I really wanted that place. It's a nice place. For me, it was well located. In general, for like anybody else who's not me, not really a great location, not good access to certain things. It's directly on top of a train station without being able to like just walk to the train station. You have to go out and around on like a 10-minute walk around to get to the train station that you're living directly on top of.
Yeah.
So like all the bad and none of the good of living on top of a train station. So they were asking way too much for it. They were asking $760,000 for it. And I finally walked away, but I said after the fact, after I decided I can't do this, I can't do that price, I went and I ran the numbers because the bank had said, yeah, based on your income and all this, we're totally happy to give you this loan. So I had just said, yeah, I'm good. They said I'm good, so I'm good. I had not really put a lot of thought into it until that moment where it was like, well, this isn't happening unless I do some number jumbling. So I went and I jumbled the numbers, and I finally said, holy crap, there's no way I could have done this. Like, the monthly payments are way too high a chunk of my monthly income. I would have gone bankrupt. And that would have been really bad. And so the last 2 days for me have been a really tough, like, coming to terms with, like, I barely avoided getting myself into a very bad situation without even having realized it ahead of time because I took some of the things I was being told for granted. And the fact of the matter is the banks will agree to give you tons of money, and they don't care if you can pay it back or not because whether you can or not, they get the money anyway. So I just wanted to give that lived experience. It also was really crazy to me to think, my whole life I'd been telling my parents, who are baby boomer generation people, who don't seem to understand that, like, remuneration from employment has not increased to match the inflation of the economy. So while they had no trouble buying their first or second house, I never felt like I'd ever be able to own one. And so, like, when I thought I could do this, I was like, wow, cool, I'm finally proving myself wrong. And then after running the numbers again, I said, wow, even though my salary is insanely high, like, I feel like my salary is insanely high, and most people that I talk to, most of my friends, would agree that my salary is very high. I don't make enough to live in this city and own a house in this city, even at my stupid, income, I don't make enough. And that was a really strange realization to already be thinking, man, I'm not sure why my position is paid this much, but I'm good with it. And then still go, wow, I can't actually afford, even on this salary, I can't afford to live here. So I've been having a lot of, it's been a really weird couple days for me, and it really set me back on my heels.
One of those cities that can charge out the butt. People can charge out the butt for property.
Yeah, I mean, and that 750 isn't even the high end. There are places here selling for $3-5 million.
I mean, I was telling you just the other day that, or the last time that we were on that, yeah, I've started to kind of dip my foot in and start looking at places, and like the places that I'm looking at are like 150,000, and you're looking at something that's all like $750,000.
Yeah. My mom, I was talking to I've been keeping my parents very in the loop in this, and they've been very helpful in, they've been really good about helping me to contextualize all of the information I'm getting. And my mom was relating a story from when she was working real estate in Western New York. She was a real estate agent when we lived in New York, and where we lived in New York, like, the average house was selling for $60,000.
Damn.
Yeah, they're cheap by comparison. Like, sitting here going, like, I know that it's all about location, and I would never want to live there. It still just blows my mind that, I would have to completely break myself financially and probably ruin myself to try and buy a house here, but there I could almost pick it up in cash tomorrow. If I wanted that $60,000 house, it's like, okay, done. I don't even have to take out a loan for this. It's just, they're different worlds, Any event, that's, I just wanted to give that update that, I am no longer house hunting. I was, very excited to own a place, but I am not well enough positioned to do that yet. Maybe next year or later when I've built up more savings.
Well, the thing is, I know several people who are like that here as well, where it's a case of, if you're within a certain radius of London in England, just forget about renting anywhere or even buying a house, because everything goes up rent-wise by a good couple of $100 a month just because you're within a certain radius of London, and every asking house price goes up by about £150,000.
Good gosh.
So when I was looking at moving out before, well, hopefully for next year, if I can find, because I'd probably be going into renting. So if I was looking at renting, my max would be probably about $600 a month, which for you guys would be about $821 a month.
I wish my rent was that low.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. There are places in England that do that, but there aren't a lot of jobs in those areas at the moment. So it's the backlog of a case, well, not the backlog, it's the problem of a case of, you can find areas in the UK where you can get those prices that you want, but there's no jobs there. The places where the jobs are, if there are jobs in England at the moment because of everything going on, they're all nearer London and in those areas where it's stupidly high priced. So you've just got to scratch and claw for every penny you can, and then just hope that you can move one day to somewhere cheap.
Yeah.
It's otherwise, all the asking prices are insane, and there's no way that, and if you live anywhere near London, you either have to have an extremely good wage, or you're going to encounter what you've got, where it's just not viable per month to be able to live like that. You would go, as you said, it would just be a case of the bank would just go, yeah, here's a bunch of money, but we don't actually care,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I appreciate it. I like I said, this was nuts, and I'd put a lot of energy into it, and then to just realize that it was not going to go. So yeah, exactly. If I went outside this city, like even not that far, the prices would come down significantly, but that would mean I'd have to commute, and I don't I got rid of my car. I don't have a car anymore. I don't want to commute. I want to be able to walk to work or take the train like I already do. Or actually, right now, what I'm doing is working from home, but that's going to have to end at some point.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm getting vaccinated tomorrow.
Hey!
Getting my first shot.
I'm getting my first shot April 8th.
Nice. That's very soon. March, April, yeah. That's like 2 weeks away.
I ain't got a Scooby when mine is.
You don't know?
Nope. I think I read a report the other day, something along the lines of, I think it's either a third of England or half of England has now been vaccinated or something like that, and they'll move on to the over 30s soon, but I don't know how soon is. I need to look back into that. It could be a month from now. It could be 2 or 3. I ain't got a clue.
Remind me where you're at in England anyway. Are you very close to London?
South of England, but by train ride, it's about... My particular stop is about 50 minutes from London, and that's with about 12 stops in between. If it's a straight train, it's about 40 minutes.
Right.
So...
Still pretty out there.
It's still pretty out there, but it's not that bad to think you're only 40 minutes from London by train.
Yeah. If you get the express train.
Yeah, if you get the express train, but even still, it's still under an hour, and that's with a lot of stops, so it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. What's south of London? Wales is south of London, right?
No, Wales is like if you went slightly north of London and straight left.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that... Wales is above London.
Okay, I don't know why I thought it was south of London then.
No. Is it because, no, I don't...
It's because I've been there once and I remembered wrong. I thought we went south of London. I remember going to Stonehenge.
Yeah, middle of the country almost, I think.
And I thought, my memory was that London was like the middle of the country, so I thought Wales was a bit south.
Wales, not Wales, London is like if the entirety of the UK was a human body, London would be like if the knee was slightly disjointed.
I gotcha. I can see that.
Yeah, it's not where the foot is. It's like if your knee was slightly where your shin bone was. You know, it's fine.
Okay, it's further south than I realized.
Yeah. But yeah, everywhere around where I live, it's impossible to move out and rent. It's impossible.
Wow.
You unless you're on probably 30,000 a year, you're not renting anywhere. And even as assistant manager in retail, I'm still looking around about the 18,500, 19,000 range.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably what would that be a year for you? 19,000 is
it's
26,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, forget about renting anywhere or moving anywhere. Nah.
It's and that's well below the poverty line for the US too. Like,
oh really?
Oh yeah, like 30,000. Huh?
Isn't poverty like 18 or 19?
I thought it was
to Google. Let's have a look.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Google because I thought it was closer to 30 at this point.
I was going to say that the number Stuart gave sounds awfully familiar to me.
According to the balance.com, the economic theory section, the Department of Health and Human Services set the federal poverty level at 26,200 for a family of 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's the equivalent of $12.60 per hour for a full-time worker. There you go. Yep. Damn.
So you see why I feel it's unbelievable that I can't buy a house.
Yeah. Oh no, I believe it. I believe it because I've seen a lot of people here go through the exact same thing. Like say, you can get all the numbers in front of you, and you can go, yeah, I can do this, and then you actually start to look at all the bills and all the expenditure, and you go, yeah.
That's an accurate noise.
It is an accurate noise. It's just
okay, we've gone pretty far over time, so I wanted to bring things back to Stuart and his return to Twitch.
I'll keep it short and sweet, but basically over the last year or so I've been watching quite a few of my friends when they've been doing streaming and stuff like that, and I was going, I know my PC's broken. Like, I didn't take care of it. I know my PC's broken, but I've got this tiny little i3, i5 type processing PC. I can still do something with this. I've got to be able to do something. I was going insane. So I finally decided that, look, I can't play video games on stream. Why don't I just chat? So I now do just chatting streams. If you're ever up, I don't know when I'm actually going to be doing it when I get back to work, but I will do my best to fit it in at some point in the week for sure. But yeah, I used to do podcasts and I can do this. So I just do just chatting streams now.
Nice.
Yeah. Get back into doing something creative. And I'm in talks with a couple of friends from a streaming Discord that I'm a part of about maybe doing a podcast in like co-hosting with them and stuff like that. Or I'll go back to doing a podcast and having people on and I talk to them or something like that. But yeah, it's just really nice to get my teeth into something again, because God Lord, I've actually missed doing this type of content. It's been too long. So yeah, I'm just super excited, and I got myself a ring light today, so nice. Now I don't have to put a torch above my webcam and blind myself. No joke. I have where has that torch gone? But basically, it was like a 300-watt torch that whenever... Hang on, do I have the wattage on here anymore? No, I think it's actually higher than 300. But basically, it's a small little kind of like hand torch that I put above the webcam. And every time I looked at the webcam, I'd have to squint to look into it because I was blinded myself. Like, just extremely bright light. And then I was like, oh, there's a ring light. I'll buy that. Much better. Don't have to blind myself now on stream. But yeah, you can find me over at StuartOfficialTwitch. If you fancy coming along for some just chatting, it's mainly just talking about life. Bit of sports maybe chucked in there. It's pretty much just whatever. I'm looking at maybe doing like a half just chatting stream and maybe doing stuff that isn't so taxing on the PC, stuff like chess, GeoGuessr. Doing stuff like that would maybe also be quite good, but we'll see. Baby steps.
That sounds awesome. Glad you're getting back into it and that you're not blinding yourself with a torch anymore.
Yeah, thank you. That's the main thing. You know, it was just all about not blinding myself, you know.
All right. Are you satisfied with that, Joseph? Shall we flip out?
Yes, let's get the flip out of here.
All right, let's get the flip out of here. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Good night.
Hashtag goodbye.
Goodbye.